Hola todos. Hoy voy a hacer un video en inglés. So today, everybody, I'm going to do an English video. This is not something I typically do. For those who follow me, you know I usually speak Spanish on my videos, but today I have a message for people who are American citizens, who are more likely to speak English, and I want to get the message to you all. So I'm Julia. I'm an attorney. My specialty is immigration law, and I am based in Omaha, Nebraska. So it's a little bit about me. Been in practice now for 15 years. And I've got an interesting question recently on my social media, and this is why I'm doing this video today, is to answer this. And this topic is, how can American citizens help support immigrants in their community, which is a fantastic question. So let me talk about some ideas that we've come up with, some ideas to share with you all, and I'll put some links below the video post to some of the organizations that I reference. So first and foremost, what costs you nothing that can be done so easily is the golden rule, right? Treat others how you'd like to be treated. Treat your neighbors, treat other immigrants with respect, dignity, and kindness. That's what any of us want anyway, right? No reason to flip off the person in the car next to you or, shout angrily at someone across the grocery store parking lot. Be nice, be kind. It costs you nothing, and it doesn't take any extra time out of your day. That's the simplest way to start. If you're wanting to do a little bit more, if you want to be involved in supporting politically causes that are pro-immigrant, I recommend that you research issues and you vote in ways that promote positive immigration change. Think about supporting candidates who support the DREAM Act, for example, to help give a pathway for residency to the Dreamer kids who are brought here as minors, or other options for immigrants that are legitimate ways for them to find the American dream to eventually become citizens. One other thing that's really easy you can do if you guys are on social media, which I assume you are since you're watching me on social media, is you can share and repost positive immigration videos in your own pages. Consider people sharing information about what are people's rights in immigration situations, images or messages from immigration nonprofits who I'll talk about just shortly, or attorneys like me who are trying to explain to people what are their rights, what can be done for them, answer basic questions that are helpful and positive. What else? If you're out on the street, if you're out in public and you see ICE agents arresting, detaining, or assaulting someone, video that on your phone. Post it on social media, share it with local news. The only way that we as a group, as a community, as a country can promote positive change with things like this is by creating a will of the people to change issues that they see that cause outrage and disruption to our communities. So I would suggest, if you don't get in their way, don't touch any agents, don't assault anyone yourself, but you can video film anything you want. That's your right as an American. If you want to support financially or volunteer at a local nonprofit that supports immigrants, there are some great ones here. I'll name in Omaha. I would consider CIRA, the Center for Immigrant and Refugee Advancement, or Omaha Welcomes a Stranger, which promotes housing and support for new families. ICRI, the Council for Refugees and Immigration here in Omaha. Pisham Ishim, which is a Guatemalan indigenous group here in Omaha. There are many, you can look them up, but there are some great places to start. They're nonprofits, they can always use donations, they can always use volunteers to do a variety of things, even to show up at community events that they have. If you speak another language and you see or hear someone who needs help in a day-to-day, just normal situation, again, like the grocery store or the bank or the post office, offer to help translate for them if you have that ability. It costs very little of your time, it costs you no money, and it's something that can really help somebody out if they need it. Finally, if you have the time or interest and you want to volunteer at a place that offers English classes or citizenship classes for immigrants, Again, there's some great organizations in Omaha that promote that, and there are, I'm sure, organizations in your own cities, but I would suggest the Latino Center of the Midlands here in Omaha have both of those types of classes available. In Common, which is a great group in Omaha. They have a few locations. They offer free classes in English, classes for citizenship, for a variety of immigrants, for a variety of language backgrounds. And they can always use financial support or volunteers to help with those missions. The Learning Community Center here in Omaha is another one, and there's more. So these are some simple things that don't have to necessarily cost a huge amount of time or a huge amount of money, things that you can do as an individual to help support, welcome, treat with dignity immigrants in your own community, in our own community, as Americans, as welcoming people into the fold to help become part of the fabric of our American dream. So thank you guys for listening today. It's a little bit, again, non-traditional English, but I hope it helps some of you who are interested. Thanks and have a great day.